Why do guys leave girls? This question is like $1 million question. I've thought about it a lot. Females need to understand male psychology, and males need to understand female psychology. Understanding the other person's psychology makes it much easier to deal with them. A person might be a great engineer, doctor, lawyer, officer, or businessman, but they are lacking if they don't understand human psychology. This is why Hitler, despite his power, would sit and cry at the feet of his beloved, and why great officers would sit and cry at Cleopatra's feet. Even a man like Hitler, who caused so much destruction, would lay his head at his beloved's feet and cry, and officers would do the same at Cleopatra's feet. Psychology is potent. When you understand another person's psychology, even the highest-ranking officer can be influenced by you. Girls need to understand this because many girls suffer, wondering why a certain guy left them. This video is meant to bring comfort and enlightenment to those girls who are in pain and darkness. I want them to come into the light. When guys start a relationship with a girl, they quickly decide its course. Girls usually don't do this as quickly. Guys quickly determine whether they want to marry her, just be friends, or use her and then leave. They make these decisions at the very beginning of the relationship. Girls don't usually decide immediately. They go with the flow and may unexpectedly fall in love. Once a relationship forms, they start dreaming of marriage. On the other hand, when a guy starts a relationship, he already knows whether he wants to marry. Just be friends, or use the girl and then leave. The girl might think the guy will marry her, but he has often already decided to deceive her and just give the impression of marriage. How can you tell if a guy has these intentions? I'll make a separate video explaining the signs that reveal a guy's true intentions. Psychology is the science of behavior. We study behavior, not words. By observing someone's behavior, you can understand their intentions and see which category they have placed you in. For guys, there are typically 3 categories: marriage, friendship, and use and discard, like tissue paper. From the very first day, a guy usually decides which category a girl falls into. Yet he tells all 3 categories of girls that he will marry them. If he doesn't say he wants to marry her, the girl won't stay interested in him. So, he says he wants to marry her, even if he has only planned for friendship in his mind. Friendship can last a lifetime, even if she gets married and has kids. Men don't mind having female friends, and they often say they can have thousands of female friends without any problem. Their phone or heart won't feel heavy, nor will their mind. However, psychological damage can still occur. Yes, if a woman approaches a man, he will rarely say no. His attitude is more like, "Sure, come on." Men are very sharp and clever in this way. They understand things quickly and act accordingly. Women, on the other hand, don't categorize men the same way. They usually have just one category, the marriage category. They don't consider which category the man has placed them in. Guys have 3 categories, one for marriage, one for friendship, and one for using and discarding. They treat each girl differently based on these categories. The girl they intend to marry is treated with more respect. The one they consider just a friend is treated differently. The use and discard category is usually obvious to others, but not always to the girl involved. When a guy wants to leave a relationship, he might blame the girl for some fault, saying it's the reason he's leaving. In friendships, he won't necessarily end things abruptly, but will continue to be friends since that's what he wants. However, in the 3rd category where many girls find themselves, the guy will look for faults in you, your family, or your environment to justify leaving. He might never accept responsibility and might even claim that he can't make you happy, which is often just drama to avoid facing the real issue. Those phrases, like "you'll find someone better," or "I'm leaving you for your happiness," can be incredibly disrespectful and hurtful. They can make you feel as if you were never truly valued. It's hard to understand how someone could say such things. And it's admirable that some girls have the strength to endure and move on from such remarks. Girls often commit deeply to one man, which might explain why they enter the marriage category more quickly. Men might find it uncomfortable or offensive when you talk about these issues, but it's important to be clear. When I refer to someone as second-rate, I mean someone who maintains relationships with multiple people at once. For example, someone who claims their heart is big enough for 2 or more people is often dishonest. In reality, a heart cannot truly hold 2 people at the same time. It's a lie to suggest otherwise. 2 people can't be genuinely together in a heart that's meant for one. It's true that a heart can't genuinely hold 2 people at once. If someone claims to love both you and another person, they're being dishonest. A heart can only truly accommodate one person. The idea of loving 2 people is just a way to deceive. When a guy in the 3rd category decides to leave, he might start fault-finding. He will criticize aspects of you, your body, your family, or your social status. This blame game is just a tactic to justify his departure and avoid taking responsibility for the situation. A guy who decides to leave you likely made that decision from the very beginning. When he says he's just decided to leave now, it's a lie. His intention to leave was set from day one. So if a guy leaves you, it's not because of something you did or said. He had already decided from the start that he would leave eventually. If a girl says he left her, it means he never truly committed to her from the beginning. When a guy decides to leave, he often unleashes all his inner negativity and criticism on the girl, almost as if he's vomiting his emotional poison. This can leave the girl feeling crushed and stuck, especially if she doesn't seek help or find a way out of the situation. The reason why guys leave girls is often because they decided from day one that they would. The length of the relationship, whether it's 1 year, 5 years, or even 10, doesn't change the initial decision. If a guy places you in the use and discard category from the start, he will eventually leave you. The expiry date of the relationship might come later, but the decision to leave was made from the beginning. The current reasons are just excuses. The decision was made on day one.